Hey there, citizens. Welcome to this week's episode of The Writer's Corner. We are on episode 18, and I thought, as much as I love writing, and writing is like a huge part of my life, I want to be a writer if it wasn't for my love of reading books. I love to read, and so I thought I would do a monthly reading video in which I tell you the current books that I am reading. It is July 2015, so here are my current reads. Book number one that I am reading, just one, not two. Number one book is called The $100 Startup. The $100 Startup was written by Chris, oh man, I don't want to butcher your name, so forgive me if I don't get your last name right. Chris Gielbo. And I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it, so again, I am sorry. But you guys can check out the book. Is probably pictured somewhere above me right now. The book is well written. It is actually a marketing book that I am reading as part of a book club I started, or not, I didn't start it, but I am a part of, with fellow YouTuber Amy Schmittauer. Again, last name's not good at pronouncing, so her channel is called Savvy Sexy Social. She's been a great help to me personally, for allowing me to better understand marketing. I watch her videos every week, and it helps me out a lot. I've learned a lot from her, and she suggested this book for this month, and so I started reading it, and it's really well written. I learned a lot reading this book thus far. For instance, I've learned what a big difference it is in demographics and marketing to your audience now. Back in the day, the sex of your audience, their age, their ethnicity, etc., those were what marketers looked at when they were marketing. Nowadays, it's about their interest, their beliefs, their views on, various subjects. It's more personal. It's more about the person you are inside than it is about physical traits, which is a very interesting thing to learn, because before this, I thought as a writer, my job was to just write. But you learn that in today's day and age, you have to market. And I didn't know, am I supposed to be marketing to a certain group of people, like a certain male or female, mid-age, like, younger, older, etc. And this book has taught me you don't necessarily look at that. You look at the kind of people instead of their physical traits. So that's just one example of many that you'll learn in this book. So I highly recommend you going to get this book. It's called The $100 Startup, and a very great read if you're looking and starting your own business, or even like me, and you want to be a writer. So my second book of the month, and I'm only going to be reading 2 books a month right now, is a fiction story, and I'm getting back to my Stephen King roots, and I'm going to read The Shining. I love The Shining. I've read it before. It's amazing, and pretty much, if you guys don't know what The Shining is about, it's about this hotel called the Overlook Hotel, and this family, the Torrances, who spend the winter taking care of the hotel while the staff goes home and goes in for the winter, and the hotel is haunted, let's just to say the least. It's about what's haunting the hotel that's really scary, and sometimes it showcases that the living can be even scarier than the dead. So it's really well written. It's one of my favorite Stephen King stories. I think that besides Jack Nicholson's portrayal of Jack Torrance in the Stanley Kubrick Shining film, and the cinematography, there's a lot of things that were in the book that kind of either got skewed or just changed completely in the film. And there are a lot of things that were missing from the book in the movie. So if you guys have only seen the movie and you haven't read the book, highly recommend you do read the book right now. It's one of the best Stephen King stories I've ever read. Super well done. Great imagery, some of my favorite character interactions, and yeah, it's something it's not to miss. So that's why I'm reading The Shining right now. And that's my July 2015 reading list right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. In the comments below, I want you to tell me, what book are you currently reading? Leave your thoughts down below, and maybe I'll read one of your suggestions if you are reading a book you want me to read. I read all sorts of books, the romance, young adult, fantasy, sci-fi, horror, even some nonfiction books, like some of the YouTubers' books that I love to read, like Grace Helbig's or Shane Dawson's, etc. I know I want to read the Miranda Sings self-help book, which looks pretty funny, and Mamrie Hart's book, but there's a lot more I'm sure that I'm missing, so leave your thoughts down below, and maybe I'll read them. So, thanks for listening or watching, guys. In the comments below, leave your comments, of course. Check out our social media links down below as well, and our sponsors, B&H Photo Video, BarkBox, Audible.com, The Book Depository, Boho Appeal by Allie, and more. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, give this video a big thumbs up. Like this video, comment on it, favorite it, and share it. And if you could, it'd mean the world to me if you could, subscribe to the channel. Your support just means the world to me, and I'd love to build this channel up even more and continue to bring you guys the best content I possibly can. So, and if you guys are listening on my podcast, thank you guys for tuning in, either on SoundCloud or hopefully iTunes. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, because I release a new one pretty much every week. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy making them, and I want to continue to do so. So subscribe and check out The Eye in the Sky on my YouTube channel to see today's recommended videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week for another edition of The Writer's Corner. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.